All right. Hey guys, happy Sunday. Um, just quickly getting things in order. So we did a little bit of analysis. I mean, last week, no, yeah, last week Monday. I'm just gonna quickly mute everybody for a second. And we looked at a few assets. We looked at gold. We looked at Bitcoin. And some other assets we looked at. So I'm gonna quickly go over Bitcoin. Right. So I don't know if you guys remembered, but when we looked at Bitcoin, let me check what day was we looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin was on Monday on the 4th, right? So yeah, so when we looked at Bitcoin, Bitcoin was somewhere around here, and not sure. I think I remember I drew this line on Bitcoin. I'm not really, I can't really recall everything, but from the look of it, Bitcoin seems to have moved up since that time. Let's see. It's moved up about 71,609 pips. And the main reason this is happening is because of the seasonal move, right? So I don't know if, I mean, there's quite a few of you here. I don't know if you guys are familiar with, but this thing has been happening for a few years now, which towards the ending of the year, Bitcoin has this rally that it does, and apologies if I seem a little bit slow today. I'm just getting myself together. So we can see from let me see from the stock seasonality move of Bitcoin. We've been expecting Bitcoin to go up since the 25th, right? And the move is meant to last up until the 17th, right? And the COT, we have a COT data for Bitcoin now. I think I showed this last week as well when I was doing analysis. Check. And what we can see is the commercials are going long on Bitcoin. They've added new positions into their Bitcoin position, right? I mean, non-commercials are adding position as well into their long, but overall they had more position towards the short side because they're expecting Bitcoin to go down. Now, a lot of people have like they don't really recall what's happened over time with the asset. Everybody comes around, we trade today, trade tomorrow, trade next month, and then next year we come back and trade the same asset, not knowing that everything has a cycle. Just like we have summer, winter, autumn, and spring. The market also does have a cycle, and practically what is playing out right now is the move of the up move of Bitcoin is what we're looking playing out, the seasonal move of Bitcoin, which is the buyers playing up. So you can see now this started from started actually quite late on the 30th, but entry according to seasonality was 25th. So even if you're gunning on 25th and put your stop loss below the 200 EMA, you're perfectly fine. And look, Bitcoin have gone up so far. And if we look at last year around the same period, uh, it's gonna go um, September 25th. Bitcoin was here last year around the same period, and look, it's gone up. So this year, I don't know if it's gonna go as high as it went last year, but the move has also started. So if you've grabbed your position in it, I would recommend you keep your position and hold on tight. So entry dates, further entry dates for Bitcoin. I mean, on the 10th, for example, which is today, the seasonality shows that we can go in again. But I mean, quite frankly, you should have been in before this time. I know a few of you grabbed the position going long on Bitcoin, and it's paying off for you right now because you've been holding from somewhere down here. So that's something good, to capitalize on. I think we also looked at Nasdaq last week as well, and when we're looking at Nasdaq at that time, I think we're looking at a short, and Nasdaq was already falling. It's actually already fallen, so we kind of saw that late because of the webinar didn't happen on Sunday because I was out. Um, yeah, so what happened was the Nasdaq was meant to fall, and then it should kick back by should have kicked back by yesterday, but market ain't gonna be open. So this week coming, we should probably see a kickback, a little bit of up move to the Nasdaq. But as I always say, like, I don't want to bank on seasonality alone. I want to have varieties of of indicators pointing me towards a direction I need to trade. So I'm going to load up the notes and I'm going to start up today's analysis. I mean, we can start up with Bitcoin. I've already seen, looking at that, the seasonality continues to say, we're going up for a buy. Now, Bitcoin's hit a resistance right here. I mean, it's resisting around this zone right here, right? So it's resisting around this zone. And what I tend to look at sometimes, and I don't know if that would look like it, but if price happens to close anything above here, then most likely price will continue going up. And the main reason I chose here is right here is the lower side of the resistance, right? Right here is the mid side of the resistance. And there should be ideally a higher side of the resistance higher than this, probably maybe here. So what I want to do is, if I see price go above the mid-size resistance right here, because price seems to not have closed above it so far, then I'm more confident that I can take the trade. And most likely, if price gets to the higher level of resistance somewhere above it, it's going to get support from the mid-level or the lower level, so to go up. But also for the guys that want to trade Bitcoin, I would recommend not going in unless price comes back to hit the EMAs. Now, price seems to be keeping up with the 20 EMA. It's kept up with it right here, somewhere around here and right here. So what could automatically happen is price could breach this EMA this time just to raid these guys in order for it to go back up. So what I would do is, if price does not close above this level, you have to wait for the candle close, then I don't need to take an up trade. But if price close above this level, I can consider taking an up trade. But ideally, what I want to see is price pull back to the 50 EMA, run back to the 50, get support from there, then leave. I'll be more comfortable buying at the 50 EMA. Okay, so Bitcoin is still long. I'm not gonna specifically put a date because most of the dates that are already here, if you've missed it, you might probably want to do a little bit of technical analysis to get it, to get where you be more comfortable with. Because I personally don't like chasing after an asset that's already gone. It's already moving, it's gone, and I don't want to be chasing about with it. But what I can do is call out a possibility, a few possibilities. So today is a possibility, then there's another possibility on the 17th, which is like next week, and then 23rd, right? So if you can get anything between now till that time, that would be great. I mean, moments to watch out for will be on the 13th. To watch out for, there might be a consolidation on 13th, and on the 16th there might be a pullback on the 16th. So as I said, I don't think I need to put any dates into that. So let's do analysis for click that too fast. Let's do analysis for today. Let's see which assets that would give us a long-term buyers in the market. All right, let's check gold. Let's start up with gold and see what gold has to offer. So quite frankly, right, I don't normally want to touch gold when gold looks like this. There's no real bias in between the seasonality. I mean, some of the seasonality is saying up, some are saying down. So, I don't like to risk it like that. So I'm just going to let it go. But just for, argument's sake, I'll look at the COT report and see which side, the commercials are facing. And let me load up the other ones as well. Um, all right. Yeah, I'll check the AUD in a second. So with gold, I mean, the bias is pointing to on the short side. I mean, most of the seasonality is also pointing towards the short side, from the thin, but I don't wanna mess with that. So I'm just gonna close that. Because someone said AUD right now, right? Funny enough, AUD has been moving weird recently, like it's been pumping on the COT, but we haven't seen that reaction on the charts. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to wait for that reaction. Once that reaction comes into play, then it might be something to consider. So let's start with NZD. NZD is pointing long, right? So New Zealand dollars is pointing long. COT, then AUD still pointing long. I mean, if you look at this every single week from July the 6th, this asset just been pointing long. I haven't seen any major reflection, which means when that reflection happens in the market, it's gonna be a big one. It's gonna be very massive. So, but for now, just keep watching. Wow, this is big. Pounds. GBP, for some reason, GBP got me on the back end on this one, but I'll still put it. I don't know what's wrong with this asset because, I mean, in the country right now, man, we're even struggling to get waters in the shops. That's how deep it is right now. So that Brexit really did affect us, but, people voted for it. People get what they vote for. All right. CAD, we go long. Everything looks like it's pointing long, even though there's short position added into it, but it's still long, no problem. USD, oh wow, they're dumping USD. This is new. Short. So I mean, just by looking at this long, and short, I can look for asset that might be able to trade against the USD if the seasonality permits that, And then Euro, oh, now Euro looking good. If Euro looks long on the seasonality, I might trade that against the USD, gives it that little bit of stuff. And then we have the JPY. Now this is a little bit confusing because they have this position on long and that also on the short. It shows that they're quite confused. They're not really pointing towards where I would like them to point to. So, but it's still long nevertheless. But I don't like this. So it's literally these guys fighting against each other. I'd rather have them fighting against these guys. But I'm gonna actually start that just for the sake of it. Just to give me a little bit of heads up. So let's check. Oh, there we go, Swiss franc, and then CHF down low. Okay, this is good. Now, I mean, quite frankly, everything from here just seems to be quite straightforward. It's just to check it against the COT report. So if this seasonality report against the COT report looks in line, in alignment, then yeah, we're good to go. So it's giving me long for that. Just from the get-go, looking at this, I don't like it. I don't even like it. See, it shows me on the 12 right here, according to the 5 and 15 years, we're gonna get that long move to the 17. But the 40 kind of shows me like it's getting ready for a drop, So I'm gonna put CHF on a 50-50. It's a possibility to trade, but I wouldn't want to totally risk it. If I don't have to, you know. So it's only if I really, really do have to trade that I would trade it. If not, I don't want it. Ideally, I want to trade the long term going down. You know, that would be the ideal scenario for me. Now, okay, so wow, this also gives me a few days, 15. JPY also gives me that long. The good thing with the JPY is it correlates from the 12th, right, to 15 on the long. But it's still not a long-term move, you know. It's not a long-term move. I'll put it there. I only touch it if I have to, you know, only if I have to. Now, hopefully, Euro gives us a long move. Then I can trade that against the USD. Funny enough, Euro does not look like that. I mean, on the 11th right here, no, it's not clear enough. We have that up move might be in play, but you know, there's a down, then there's that up. So it's not clear enough. So for Euro, I wouldn't touch it. I would rather touch Euro here. If the commercials switch their position all the way to short on the new COT report coming out on Tuesday, then I would rather short Euro because this is a long-term move, right? This is literally a long-term move. So it will be more fun to short Euro for the long term, you know, rather than me trying to get this small bite that is right here. So I'll let that go. And let's see what USD has in play, because USD is going short now. They're showing USD, and hopefully we see why they're showing USD. Okay, now this looks good. So they're showing USD, and USD is bound to fall from the 11th, right? So USD might be a good one. Short. Now, what I can do is, because USD seems to be the only one that still looks okay for me, right? From the 11th. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load out the probability and see which assets pointing towards the short side for USD during this period of time before I then go into the chart. You know, so move down over here. Now this would be fun if AUD actually pointed long, you know, AUD USD points long. That might be fun because AUD has been pointing long from the COT report. Let me try. So that might, you know, might give a little bit of playing that. I just want to see what the AUD seasonality is saying and what it's trying to show me. So, right, yeah, this is pointing long to an extent from the 11th. So now, hopefully, if the probability backs that data, I'd rather trade AUD USD. So, the 11th, right? So, right. So on the 11th, it gives me 50-50, but 12, 64, 64, and 68. So that's good. So this looks good for me. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look for AUD USD. Pardon me, I'm just trying to find AUD USD on this entire list. There we go. Thank you. So, I mean, first thing looking at it is the Williams spread. This is 4 hours, so I'm gonna change that to daily. So it's already pointed long a while ago, so but it's showing there's a little bit of dip. But from looking at this from just price action, I can see that this asset is stuck between the 50 and the you know, 20 EMA. So now the good thing is on Monday, I don't really need to trade this tomorrow because of 50-50. But if I do get the opportunity to trade this, I can trade this tomorrow, but entry will be on Tuesday. So what I can then do is go on a 4-hour chart, for example, and identify which key areas that my entry will be in. Just by looking at this, I see all the EMA stacked at this region. So I want to be going in somewhere around this region. And just looking at it, price just literally broke out of the 200 EMA. Right, on the 4 hours, price broke out, came back for a retest, breaks out again, coming back for a second retest. Now, I might wait for price to get to the 20 EMA right here. But ideally, what I want to see is price come on and raid all these guys that I bought already here and are still holding from last week, and raid them and get here. And then I pick up the swing from this part, you know, giving me the one of the best entries that I can, you know, with this. So, but in regards to this, I would say Tuesday should be your entry date, and Monday you can start getting prepared. So always put it as trades. So I'm gonna put AUD USD going long Tuesday. Mid risk. Now, the main reason I put out medium risk is because of just the William pointing down prior to this. You know, it's pointing down, so that down should kind of play off. I want to see price get, you know, maybe even on a daily chart, touch the 20 EMA right here. If price touch this 20 EMA, let's see what this 20 is. If we have another EMA on the 4 hours there, so literally coming to the 50. So hopefully the 50 EMA will have moved up, and we going for an entry somewhere around here. So then re-breaking the 200 EMA and going above. So Tuesday will be the best bet for that one anyway. So that's good enough. Then let's see. Someone said I should check. What did I say? Check AUD JPY. I'll get to that in a second. Okay, so let's see what USD CHF is saying now. We know CHF is pointing long on the CO2 report. So what we can look for is USD CHF is looking long right here. So I don't want to trade that. So I'm just going to exit that out of the way. And keep in mind, because we're expecting USD to become weak. So what will happen is we're looking for, you know, in USD CHF, we're looking for the inverse. So let's see what happens here. USD JPY. That wants to gauge strength from the 13th, but it only gives me 2 days. So I don't really want to trade that. I mean, I'm expecting the move to happen with the USD from, I mean, it says JPY goes long from the 12th. So I don't want to risk that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait and let that one go. I can observe it. And let me see right here if we can find something for Euro. So in this regards, we're expecting Euro to get stronger, but what we can see is just the 13th and the 14th, Euro might get stronger on the 13th and 14th, but then bottom out later on. So I don't want that. I want a clear win, just like the one we found in the AUD. It seems to me those are much safer over, you know, periods I've been trading at. So USD CAD, right, this gives me entry from tomorrow. Now, I don't really like that because USD seems to be weak on Tuesday, but let me see what CAD is saying on that Monday. If CAD seems to be showing a little bit of strength on that day, then it might be something I might consider. But what I'm seeing now is CAD is going to show strength from that from the 10th, which is today. So to Tuesday, basically, show strength till Tuesday. And that's literally what's reflected right here. And this will be like more like a scalping trade. I mean, I don't scalp. I don't scalp. I don't have time for that. I'd rather take the long-term move. But what that does, what that's pointing at is telling me that USD is going to keep losing strength. Now that could possibly happen, but just from the structure of this already, I mean, if I didn't get in somewhere around here, here, or here, I don't want to get in somewhere around here unless there's a pullback to around this region. I would not consider taking this trade. And even at this region, I won't take the trade yet until all price touches the current price action touches these three EMA stacked up right there before I consider selling it. So for me, this trade is a no-go for me personally. I'm gonna let that away. I mean, GBP now, that shows long here and shows a very, very heavy amount of long. I tend to be careful with this asset because sometimes it gets really, really manipulative, and I don't want to get caught up with the wrong hand. So what that looks like for me on Tuesday, it looks more like it's in alignment with what I expect on the USD. So 50, 56, 74, 63, 52. So what I can look at is the GBP seasonality as well. Normally I don't check that, but I just want to be sure. I'm not ready to give the market any penny right now. So okay, so GBP looks actually like it's gonna go long from the 11th, right? So this gives me a little bit more satisfaction to say, okay, you know what, I would trade this. And let's see what the GBP USD is looking like on a daily chart. I mean, it's gonna classify as a medium risk as well because this is dropping. The William is dropping. I would ideally love to see William pointing up. So what we will see is on Tuesday. So this one is another one to be careful about. So GBP USD long Tuesday. I'm also going to call this medium risk, right? Now, the main reason I'm calling medium risk is because of Williams. But I would have loved to call this a high risk trade because all the EMAs are stacked up against it. If the EMAs were below it, if they were all below it on a daily chart, I would have more confidence trading this up, So, and I think the exit of this should be, when was the exit? Exit should be Friday, right? I didn't write the exit of this. I can't remember, but it should ideally be Friday as well. I can't remember what the exit was. But, I mean, you guys can check from the members area. So, the exit should be on Friday. And then, hold on, guys. Apologies, guys. So these assets, GBP USD, it's one of them ones I just want to be careful about. The main reason I won't call it the high risk yet is because we do have a little bit of space between here and here, 6 to 7 pips. But the truth is, if price doesn't break through here successfully, price could come tumbling down. So from the look of it, I would like to trade it. And oh, beautiful. Looking at it on the 4 hours, I can see that level of support right there. So if price consolidates around this region on Monday, somewhere around this region on Monday, I'll be more comfortable to take that trade on Tuesday for a buy. And my first take profit will probably be here around 82 pips. It's not that much, but I mean, it's something. Ideally, I want to see price break it and probably go back for a double top right here around 300 pips to the top, because what we can see on the GBP is about to have a long move, at least still on the, what date is this? Let's just say around here, at least still on the 17th. So the entire week, stretch of the week, we should see at least an up move in GBP. So that should be a little bit of, cash being pumped into the GBP in regards to that. So that sums it up for GBP. Then we have the NZD USD. Let's see what that says. Then I'll go to the AUD JPY. So NZD USD, we have the same thing. So let me quickly check this as well. On the 12th, we have that 60, 68, 68, 52. So, which is good. It's good for me, to be quite frank. I like that. So maybe we might see this on a lower risk. I don't know. It looks slightly lower risk to me. It's dipping, but still we have that EMA at the top. This is the thing. I don't like that, but I can still take this trade without, having too much concern about, yeah. So according to the seasonality, this should rise up to the 18th anyway. So so NZD USD should go long from Tuesday. It's also medium risk. Same principle applies. And exit will be Friday as well. So exit will be Friday, also on Friday, right? Yeah. So that will be exit time. Will be Friday on this asset. So we have this 3 just from that USD trade alone. So I haven't checked the CHF and the JPY. Now that I checked the Euro, the JPY. I think I haven't checked. Hold on. I haven't checked the CAD, the GBP, AUD, and NZD in regards to how they're gonna move. But what I'm gonna do now is check the AUD because I think someone requested me looking at AUD JPY. We still have a little bit of time for that, and I can look into that, and then we can do a little bit of analysis on the chart on this. So man, this doesn't look good for AUD at all. Like, I'm not really buying this. Yeah, let me check. I haven't checked the chart of AUD in a while because I just didn't like the fact that it's not responding. Oh, it looks like it's responding now. Okay. It's been responding since the 22nd. Wow. Let me see what day was this. So, yeah, no. Let me see. Maybe 29. Let me see. Did they move on the 29th? That was the okay. That was the last part. That was the last part it got to, which was here, and then it's meant to go. So it did consolidate during that region. All right, and then on the first, started off on the first. Yeah, it did, but it should have pulled back about the 5th. Just trying to see its movement so far. If this asset's on the 5th, it did move. Yeah, so I mean, this asset already done, just done a double top right now. Now that the clue here is this, right? The last time we got to double top, the body of the candle closed here. So around here. This time around, the body of the candle is now above that. So to me, that's part of an indication that this asset is about to go long, right? It's gone for its retest right here. All the EMA will swoop it back up, but it could come back again, do another retest, and then get strength to go higher. So personally, AUD JPY, I might want to stay away, but I might want to also risk it at the same time. It does look good. I ain't gonna lie, because AUD has been pumping for a while on the COT report, and just maybe this small amount of move might be able to give something. But the move only lasts until the 12th or right here on the 14th before AUD start tumbling down again, Yeah. Let me see what the probability has to say about that. I personally, I'll say if you're new to trading, don't touch it, man. Just let it go. I mean, probability doesn't really, in regards to me, I don't classify this as looking good. 2 days down, 2 days up, 1 day down. So I personally wouldn't touch that. I wouldn't touch the AUD JPY on this one. No, I wouldn't do any of that at all. But I can observe it, and if I have to trade this, I'll be trading this basically solely on, partially on technicals, because seasonality doesn't support it that much, because there's that data is going to pull back on the 12th, which is 2 days from now, and probability doesn't support it that much neither. I mean, it supports it to an extent, but I won't classify that as being supportive. So I won't want to touch that. And the only thing supporting this on the long side is what's it called, a COT report, and that COT pointing to the long side also points JPY to the long side. Even though I put a star next to it, you know, but also support JPY. So it's kind of like it's kind of like tug of war, you know. So yeah, so that's that one. So this is what I have for you guys this week right here. You know, you can trade this if you want, you know, you can observe it if you want. Make sure you use good money management to trade it. And if you have questions about it, you can always message me on Telegram. That being said, I know some people are trying to get the membership because I've had people query me and ask me about the membership. And what's happening is a lot of people saying they can't afford the membership, right? Because it's pricey, it's in GBP. Okay, so what I can try to do, you know, for the people that want to afford the membership but can't afford the prices, I can try to lower the prices on the what's it called, on the membership a little bit. So if I lower the prices on the membership and the turnout seems to be better than expected, I'll keep them that way. And if I lower the prices and the turnout isn't as good as expected, I will just push them back up. You know, so but I want to do that to assist the people that want to get the membership that can't afford it. You know, I've had a lot of messages on Telegram telling me it's pricey and all of that. So I don't know what it's gonna fall down to, but I can do like a 50% price cut on every single membership that's there and leave it like that. So obviously, if there's a discount for the discount in the future, it will still just come down lower than the 50%. But currently, right now, I think I might do a 50% price cut on it, so you guys can analyze. I mean, there's more trades to be analyzed, and this 40-minute session, you know, that we have every Sunday might not be enough to cover all the assets. And I've already refrained from posting my own personal trades because of I've had scenarios of people come up to me asking me for cash and stuff like that. So I've tried to refrain from posting my own trades that I'm taking. So if you guys want to get the membership for a 50% price cut before it takes effect on the website, you can send me a message on Telegram and I'll be able to assist you with that. Okay. So if you would like to get that, just message me on Telegram and I'll be able to assist you with that. And once the price cost is implemented, you would know also on Telegram. Okay. So that's all I have for you guys today. I mean, these are three good trades that's gonna be, you know, good enough. They're short trades, not that long trades, but the long trade that we have currently right now, the Bitcoin one, is going super good. So for those guys that got in, you guys are real soldiers. I know you're gonna stack up a lot of money, you know, because you're gonna be holding that for a long time. I can see some results already being sent to me, and it looks really good, you know. So that being said, guys, so message me on Telegram if you need the membership for the price cut, and I'll get that sorted for you. And have a lovely trading week, guys. You know, we'll chat again next Sunday or in the Telegram chat room. Okay, guys, take care of yourself and have a lovely evening. Take care.